this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here in front of my sewing machine. Sorry, I did just jog the table there. And what I've done, I've just brought along my little ephemera box. Now, as I've explained, my table's quite tight here, so please excuse that, you know, things are not quite, you know, fitting in. Let me just raise my camera slightly. Hopefully that might make things a little bit better. So I've brought along my little ephemera box here that I have been working on, and I've also brought along my little scrap box. And in my scrap box, I have also put some fuller pieces of paper, and all I want to do, I'm just literally in the process of filling one of my journals at the moment with the kind of last minute, you know, booklets and pull-outs and things like that, you know, stuff in the pockets and things. So I just want to make a few little bits and bobs to put into there. So this here is just my little vintage florals, Victorian florals background pages, and I think these are set 2. And I've backed them onto the coffee dyed, you know, plain background sheet, and I'm just cutting off that border. For some reason, when you shrink them down, it doesn't like doing borderless. So yeah, I couldn't get it to do borderless for some reason, but that's fine. And then all I'm going to do is just have a mess about and a play about with my sewing machine here and make some little scrappy sort of pieces to just use as little pull-outs. So I'm not going to, you know, well, hopefully I'm not going to overthink it or anything. I'm just going to very randomly get making just a few little pieces that we can just pop into pockets and things like that. So that's the plan anyway. Who knows, I probably will end up overthinking it, and you know, it won't go quite to plan, but we'll see. So this piece here, so I'm just going to pop these to one side. Now I should have brought my carrier bag bin over, I didn't, so I'm going to try and leave those on top of that piece of paper. So this one here, for instance, what I'm thinking is we could make a little envelope from this with the sewing machine, and I'm just going to fold it over, but what I want to do is probably fold this piece doubled over, just so that, you know, it's a bit more sturdy when you're putting things in and out. So I'm just going to take that up there like that. So I'm going to switch the sewing machine on. And then all I want to do is stitch first of all across, you know, where I've just folded that piece over. So I've just adjusted my stitch so that my stitch is longer, and hopefully therefore it's not going to just pierce the paper, but it's actually going to, you know, stitch the piece itself. Okay, so just now pull that out, and then all I want to do is make a little envelope like that. So like that. Now that looks a little bit longish to me, but hopefully we're going to just disguise that a little bit. So I think what I'll do is just wondering whether we could have something just down here or something. Let's have a look and see what I've got here. Now I've got these little ladies that I have been using for a different project recently, so just brought these along. I don't think this is really going to go on here, to be honest, but well, it doesn't look as bad as I thought it might actually. I might pop that on there, and then just a little tiny bit of lace, perhaps behind there, like that. Yeah, so I'm just going to literally stitch that onto, you know, what's going to effectively be like the flap of the envelope. So again, just going round, and I'm just going to try and stitch that, you know, very roughly around, just to hold it in place basically. Okay, and then around here, and just down again. Take that out. Okay, so that's that piece, and then let me just cut some of those threads off. I don't mind some threads, but you know, sometimes they're just ridiculous, aren't they? So you can't just have ridiculous threads. So that looks quite pretty. And then for the flap, now I'm just wondering whether I might want to just cover the whole flap with some lace as well. Sorry about the motorbike, obviously going past at the moment. It's I've got my window open up here because it's quite warm again. So I'm just tearing off my header piece from my lace because this was one of those gathered lace pieces, and I mean sometimes I use them gathered, but quite often I prefer them, you know, not gathered. So I'm just wondering whether, you know, do we want to actually cover that whole section with the lace? Possibly we do. What do you think? I mean, for a start, that's going to reinforce that, which, you know, that's always a good thing. So let's just chop that down. And then, now the back's quite scrappy now because I've obviously just, but I don't mind that actually. So yeah, I'm just going to go for that. So I think what I'm going to do is stitch it across. So this is like a no glue day. Well, we'll see. It may turn into a glue day, but at the moment I'm thinking it's a no glue day. And then just take that down here. And then I just want to go across where the bottom of that lace is. Now obviously that lace has been torn and it's pretty scrappy, so when I say bottom, I obviously then needed to, you know, go at an angle because it wasn't quite straight enough to literally be, you know, going across, straight across, if you see what I mean. So again, let me trim this up now because, oh no, look what I've done. I stitched the envelope together. Now, luckily, that's not going to matter because I'm going to stitch the envelope anyway. Obviously, that was not my intention. That's just what happens sometimes when you're me or when you're on video. Yeah. So, yeah, whether I wanted to or not, my envelope's now kind of attached. But that's fine. So, can you see what I did there? I just stitched it here. But that's fine. What I'll do is go round now and actually stitch the envelope as I was supposed to do, had I not already stitched it together. So again, just go down there. And then I'll just go down the bottom as well, across the bottom as well. Like that. I can't believe I did that. What a wally. Oh, you know what else I've done, which I had not noticed until that second. Look what else I've done. I stitched the whole envelope closed. Right, what a wally. So it was worse than I thought, actually. Okay, right, let's have another think now. That's so annoying. What a twit. What a twit. Right. This is because I thought, oh, I'm going to be really exciting. I'm going to come along with my sewing machine. I'm going to go glue-free and not gluten-free, but glue-free. What an idiot. Right. Okay, plan B. Because I have now done that, which of course looks ridiculous or is ridiculous. Do you know what I think I'm going to do is make a little pocket here at the side. Maybe not with that because that probably didn't look quite right, but let me just see what I've got here in my scrappy box. So I've got some sheet music. That's not really quite right either. Oh, this isn't going to look as good as I hoped. Well, I mean, of course it's not because it's a completely different piece now to the original plan. What about this? Oh, that's not really right either, is it? Oh, this is really annoying. I can't believe I did that. What an idiot. Oh. Now this is the type of thing that obviously most people would probably now edit out of their videos. Yeah, I will probably just leave it in, but you know, probably I should actually edit it out because of course not really doing myself any favours by leaving it in, am I? Oh, I'm so annoyed. Because the thing is, I mean, I could try and unpick those threads. It's very unlikely that I'm going to be able to. I don't have one of those little tools to unpick stitches, and yeah, I'm just not going to be able to do that. Oh, that's so annoying. Right, let me try and find a piece of paper that's going to just look okay with this. Well, I've got some of this. I wonder if that would be okay. That's not too bad, actually. Right, that's not too bad. So, right, what I'm going to do... Okay, let's cut this down here. Like that. I mean, this is... Talk about bodgy crafting, my gosh. This just takes it to a whole new level, doesn't it? You know, stitching across where my envelope was supposed to be. Right, what I'm going to do in the first instance, I think, is just stitch this down here, attached to that piece, like that, okay? So I'm going to go across here in the first instance, so as it's attached just beneath that fold. Yeah, I should never, ever just think, oh, I'm going to do something really clever, because, you know, of course, it's not going to go really clever. It's just going to go really diabolically. So, yeah. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just come around. So I'm going to just trim this up across here and then up here. Okay. And then I'm going to, oh look, that's so rubbish. I wonder if I can trim that down at the edge. Right, let's try and stitch this in place, and then I will kind of try and tidy that up. So, honestly, this is a classic how not to craft video. Right. Sorry for the jogging of the table as well. Okay, so I've got my pocket on there. Now what I'm going to do is just trim down here on this edge. Try and get rid of a bit of that white space. Okay, well, I mean, obviously that is not at all what I had intended that to look like or to be, but hopefully we've saved it to a certain point anyway. I'm just wondering if I can just do something at the bottom. I mean, obviously I can't go and stitch something here now, because I will just do the same thing again and it will just be closed once again. But I could have maybe a bit of lace there. Perhaps I could just have something, maybe some doily or something, just tying it in to the other side, just across there. Oh, that's not right, is it? That's not right. Okay, let me just have another look. Oh, this is so annoying. Right, well, I'm just going to go for this piece of lace here. I mean, clearly this is a complete hash up and, you know, completely not at all what I have planned, but yeah. I mean, at least a bit of lace looks pretty, doesn't it? So just come along there, and then I'll just stitch it here as well. Okay, right. So the how not to envelope / now faux envelope with a pocket instead is that. So hopefully when I go back to my desk, what was going to be the no glue day, I can put something else on here and just sort of tie it in a bit further. So yeah, I mean, actually I'm not hating that now. It looks okay. Honestly, what an idiot. It looks beautiful from the back though. So yeah, I love the back, even if the front was a bit of a disaster. Right, let me put that one on the floor because that one's finished. What an idiot, honestly. Right, okay, so this one, I'm wondering whether we could just do like a little matchbox book thing. So again, I'm just going to sort of take that in just a little bit there. And then I think what I'll do is just zigzag along there. Okay. Right, I need to be a bit more careful here to make sure that I don't stitch any bits that aren't supposed to be stitched. Ah, honestly. Right. So then this piece is just going to tuck in to the flap. Okay, that's quite nice, isn't it? And then I think what I might do is we could just stitch a couple of things maybe on the front. So, and again, I'm going to try and remember to open it up and not have it stitched together, just like a, you know, completely stitched up piece. So again, you know, I've got these ladies, which, no, I don't think one of those is quite suitable. See whether I've got anything else here in my little scrappy box. And if not, obviously I've got my other box to the side of me. I'll pop this one. She's a little bit big. She is a little bit big on there. Let me bring in my ephemera type box again. Let's have a look. Oh, what have I got in here? Come on. There's nothing just jumping out at me so far, unless I just have a label on there, actually. Perhaps I should just do that. I know it seems a bit boring, but sometimes boring is good, isn't it? Yeah, I might just do that, and, you know, maybe just have a bit of doily kind of coming out at the side, and possibly even a bit of lace or something. So let's just take off a bit of lace. Oh, not like that, not like that at all. Or we could just have some lace running along the side. No. Okay, let me get rid of that doily. Just put some lace in there. Oh, that's quite nice. Right, okay, undo this now. Make sure I'm keeping this completely open before I stitch it in. Oh dear. Right. Don't want it on the zigzag now, I just want the straight stitch. And a bit bigger than normal, so. Okay, and then round. I mean, I guess really that just goes to show though, you know, don't kind of ever throw things away. If you do something and it's not quite gone right, you know, because I mean, obviously there was a tendency for me to think, oh gosh, I'm going to have to throw that away. But I mean, of course, you know, I didn't want to throw it away because I didn't want to waste the paper. I didn't want to waste the time I had taken to make that bit so far. So I guess, you know, on the plus side, it goes to show that you can always just adapt things. If they don't go quite to plan, you can still change most things so that they become usable. So, I mean, that little piece there, that looks really nice now. I will probably add a bit of lace on there, but again, I've only got this particular lace that I brought across with me. So this isn't, I don't think, quite right. Although actually it looks quite nice like that, maybe. Oh, perhaps I'll do that. So again, let me just chop this down to the sort of length. Okay, pop it up the right way. So again, I'm just going to go down here. Now this is where I'm obviously going to now stitch it closed, because that's the type of thing that's going to happen today. So again, I'm going to use that same zigzag stitch, I think, because that's going to then capture more of the lace, if you see what I mean, than doing a straight stitch. So just like that. Okay, shot that. Now, can I still open it? Yay! I had this horrible feeling that was going to then be sealed shut. Right, okay. So I'm just going to now trim, obviously, all of this around, because of course I don't want that lace all there. I'll just trim it down, and obviously I'm not going to bin this lace because I can use that lace on something else. So I just wanted that pretty decorative edge along here, along what was the flap. So that looks really pretty now, doesn't it? So that's another piece done. I've just popped that on the floor beside me. Clear up my little bits, put them to the side. Okay, what else did I bring along? I've got here some coffee dyed paper. So where is that? So I've got here a coffee dyed, you know, to strip basically. So yeah, I think what I might do, shall we just make a sort of, almost like a little pad, I'm thinking. So again, I've just got some doily here, and then we could just use a little bit of that scrappy lace, like that. Just there. And then we'll just put something over that. Now, what should we have on there? Have a look again and see whether I've got sort of a little picture here in my scrappy box, or if not, I'll bring in my ephemera box. Yep, I might have to bring in my ephemera box again, so just bring that back. So I'm looking for something tiny to just go on there. I mean, actually I've got these little typewriters, or I've got these little labels, so let me just pull those out because they're quite small. Just see what else I've got. I've got this number, that would probably fit on there. Just see what else. Okay. I hope you can see a little bit what I'm doing here. Let me just stand up. Just going to move this slightly higher still. Ah, right. Got this. This might be too big, but I hope it will fit because it would be nice. Oh, it is too big. That's annoying. Because that would have been really nice. And I have got these in smaller size, but not here. And, you know, I'm trying to just be a bit efficient and do this in one hit, really. Right, I'm going to just go for the typewriter because that does fit on there. So again, I'm just going to go like we did when we made the clustery things. Just going to do like random direction with my stitching. So just like that. And then what I'll do is probably just add a little tiny bit of glue just to like the corners here. But isn't that really sweet? And then what I might do with this one, so if I just cut those threads out, is, oh, well, we could do like another Matchbox book, to be fair. That wasn't what I was going to do. I was going to put a little pad in here. Oh, perhaps I'll just do the Matchbox. I mean, that's a bit boring because that's obviously what I made just now as well, but never mind, that's all fine. So yeah, again, this wasn't what I had obviously intended to make, but it just kind of was calling to me saying that this would work perfectly for this. So again, just cut that down. So there's just a little really simple Matchbox book, that one. You know, completely simple and just so pretty. Hopefully you can see that. Let me just check. So sorry, I know I keep jogging the table. This table is obviously very flimsy. It's, you know, not a sturdy piece of furniture at all. So hopefully I will get a bit better, but obviously my knee hits the table every time I stand up and down on my chair. So I'm really sorry about the jogging of the table. I will hopefully improve the more I use this table, you know, hopefully the more I'll improve. But yeah, I do apologise. Not trying to make everyone feel sick every time I'm knocking the table. Right, so here I've got some more of those same scrappy pieces because I've obviously cut them off of something. I can't even remember what I was making, but I've got several of them. So this time I'll do what I was thinking. So not make this into a Matchbox book. Let me just trim this at the edge. Like that. And again, just take a little bit of that lace. Got a tiny weeny bit left. And just put this down here. And we'll go for the number this time, I think. So a bit of doily in just behind there as well. Oops, like that. So again, I'm just going to very roughly just sort of stitch across there. Like that. And then just like that. Okay. So that's that piece. And then what I'm going to do for this one is I'm not going to make it into a matchbox book or anything. I'm just going to put some scrappy pieces in it. So as you open it up and it's got a little bit of a pad going on. So let me just take a couple of scrappy pieces of coffee dyed paper. It's a little bit thick, that one. So's that. Oops, so's that. Okay. So I'm just going to then have these tucked in here, so like that. Oops, that's very tatty on the back, isn't it? Some tatty old cutting went on there, didn't it? Okay, and we're just now I could put this here so as it's attached here at the fold, or I could have it attached at the back going right across. So I think I'm going to do it right across. I don't think there's any, you know, I don't think one is better than the other. I just think they're slightly different ways of doing it. So yeah, I'm going to just have it across there. Okay. So there we go. Just trim that down. Trim these couple of threads there. Okay, so really super cute. And then just going to tear a couple of these pages down so they're a bit staggered in length. And that one. Okay, I'm really sorry. I really can't see this camera. So yeah, I need to obviously perfect my setup here, but I'm hoping that you can see enough to get the idea. And what I'm just thinking, again, this was not obviously part of the plan, but I'm just thinking I could actually have a little sort of lace pocket tucked in behind there. Wouldn't that be lovely? So I'm just going to trim that down like that. Okay, so all I'm going to do is obviously stitch around this to form a little pocket on there. So let me stay standing up to do this, and hopefully that will be a little bit better. Okay, because I can at least then see, you know, what I'm doing. Oops, I don't want the zigzag stitch that time. Okay, I'll take that up again, and we'll just go again. I just do a bit of back stitch in there and go right down to the edge. Okay, and then we go straight across at the bottom. I mean, obviously, again, I probably should have done this before stitching the pad on, but I hadn't thought to do this until just now. So it was a bit of a, oh, now my bobbin's run out. Right, let me rethread my bobbin, hold on. Okay, so my bobbin is now threaded and ready to go. So right, let's go again and try again. Hopefully a bit better this time. So, and I'll just back stitch there again, and then just go down there and then across here. So again, just going around the corner, I'm just going to sort of back stitch that so as it's, you know, nicely stitched into the corner. I mean, I know I always say this, but honestly, I mean, I'm no seamstress. So if you're watching my shoddy methods thinking, well, she is not doing that right, you know, I'm not claiming to be doing it right. I'm just claiming to do it in some way that works for me. So yeah, please don't be horrified. Now I've got this horribly crooked on here. I can see that already, but hopefully it would just look sweet rather than awful. Oh gosh, it's really crooked, but never mind. I'm going to just trim it down here. Hopefully then the crooked look will be not so evident. Just cut it across the bottom. Okay, let me get rid of these bits. Okay, let's have a look and see the finished piece now. So we've got obviously the decorative front, which looks really super pretty. Then you've got a little sort of pad, and then you've got your little lace, crooked lace pockets in the back. So, you know, I mean, obviously it took a little while getting there, but we've made our 3 little bits. I wonder if that will fit in there. Oh, not quite, but it will if I trim it down. So I'm just going to trim this down slightly. Hopefully then this is going to fit nicely in that lace pocket. Okay, there we go. So I love how this one turned out. I might have to make a few of these, but hopefully try and get the lace a bit straighter. So I'll just pick up the other couple of bits that we made. So yeah, we've got this one here. Let me move my sewing machine back now. My desk is literally like, you know, that wide. So my sewing machine is back now, right against the back of the machine, right against the back of the table. So this one here, this little, you know, flippy matchbox book. And of course you could put a pad in there, you know, if you wanted. Then we've got this little matchbox book going this way this time. So really, really nice. And again, just tucks in there. And then we've got this disastrous number that was supposed to be an envelope, but now it's like a faux envelope now with just a pocket. So yeah, complete and utter bodge up this one. Love the back of it. You know, don't mind the front of it. And then we've got this gorgeous little sort of pad that just opens up, and then we've got some pieces, you know, of paper, and then the little pocket, the lace pocket at the back. So yeah, I hope that obviously you got some inspiration there. I do apologise again, I say, for knocking the table. Obviously, you know, I'm very much trying to get used to this. And as I say, I mean, it's not a very big table. So every time I get up and down, which of course I'm doing to check whether you can see what I'm doing, I'm then knocking the table. So I do apologise, and I will try and get a bit better at doing that. So yeah, I hope that you like the few pieces that we made. And yeah, have fun if you get your sewing machine out and you know, make some envelopes and stitch them together and things. So yeah, I hope that you had a nice time, and hopefully see you guys soon. Thanks then. Bye.